Hey folks, welcome back to part 2 of this American Flyer Gilbert restoration project here. Here is the original light bulb that was in there, and I don't have one of these. So I decided to go with the LED option here, and I'm going to put that in, and I'm going to use the bridge rectifier for the LED circuit. I'll do another video of how this works and everything, but anyhow, so let's get this started here and solder it back together and finish this up.
I'll call that good enough.
Okay, this is the positive side of the bridge rectifier, the positive output, and you have to have a resistor in line so you don't burn up the LED. It actually doesn't matter if you put the resistor on the positive or negative side. I always put it on the positive just so I know where it is, just out of habit. This is a little bit difficult to do because I have the camera between me and what I'm working on.
Okay, that should work.
Okay, something to note on here. This part of the motor here is grounded to the frame. So you have to be careful when you wire these back together. The original light socket here would have one wire connected to the bottom of the light, and then the other one would contact the shell and be grounded. Just so you know how that wires. So in other words, if you wire it backwards, then you're going to end up shorting out the whole thing. And also the smoke unit would work the same way. This is a smoke unit from a Tyco, so that's not going to fit, unfortunately. But I guess the one that would go in there would be similar in the sense that you only have one wire that comes off, and you want to make sure that goes to positive, and the other side would be grounded, which would go to that side. So then if I put a smoke unit in there, I would just have to connect one side to here and not to the ground. So hopefully I'll find a smoke unit sooner or later. The super glue idea didn't work at all, so we're going to go to the hot glue. takes 10 minutes to heat up the hot glue gun and 10 seconds to use it and glue that in. Okay, that'll work, and that should be easy enough to take apart if I have to. Oh, major mistake. I glued it in there, but it should go through there first. Okay, I have a small screw that goes in the end here, and I lost it. Let's see if we can use one of these. It's just a number 2 sheet metal screw. Okay, the screws that belong in here are supposed to be self-tapping machine screws, but these holes have been run out with so many different size screws and everything. They're stripped out pretty much, so I can't thread anything in there. So what I'm going to use here is these number 2 sheet metal screws, and since I used one already, I'm going to have to go up and get another one of these screws. I try to keep these authentic. In other words, they're supposed to be slotted screws that go in here, but I don't always have them, so okay, give me just a second. I'm going to go upstairs and get another one of these screws here. I got 2 of them just in case, because I'm sure I'll lose one. That's my homemade cradle right there. Okay. So I'm missing traction tires. They're on order. They'll be here shortly, hopefully. And the smoke unit, I have no idea what to look for on that. And of course the leading and trailing wheels, the cab wheels, I don't have them. But let's test this out. There we go. And you want to see the LED. It is now almost a week later, and I got a package in the mail that I've been waiting for. Actually, 2 of them. Okay, the first one is the scratch brushes that I need for my scratch brush. And the other package that I have been patiently waiting for from Scott Howdy's Shell in Laverne, Tennessee. So traction tires here. Usually when I order these, I order bunches of them. So hopefully these will fit. So these say 19 millimeter, and if you remember, I measured the diameter of the wheel and it was actually 22. You should order these like 3 millimeters smaller than the actual size of the wheel. This is something else I ordered recently. It's an 1/8 inch nut driver. Makes this a whole lot easier. Make sure you don't pinch that drive rod down and it still moves. Okay, let's take this upstairs and see if it runs. So thank you all for watching.